I've learned the most in these past 3 months is that my husband, he deeply mattered on a multitude of levels, so much so that it proved even more once he was assassinated how much of a peacemaker he was and how much of a coalition builder he was. Because when he was assassinated, we saw infighting, we've seen fractures, we've seen bridges being burned that shouldn't be burnt. We saw a lot on full display. And what I knew as a wife, and I'm the same exact way as him. If you are trying to put up fight or flight mode, we're always fight mode. We don't retreat. Charlie would go wherever he needed to go, and I'm the same exact way. Same exact way. And you'll learn that. You'll learn that about me the more that you get to know me. I know I'm new here, but you'll learn. Here's what I've learned.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. So they had their TPUSA event. I guess it's still probably technically still going on, too.
AmFest, but yes.
Yeah. So AmFest, and that was Erika Kirk giving her little speech. And the big reason we're having this show today is because, Erika Kirk and Candace Owens finally met, and it turns out Candace Owens is basically backtracking on absolutely everything she said. I mean, I can't tell you whenever we put out that the truth about Candace Owens videos, man, like people can't. They have it's like it got a couple hundred views on it, like 200, 300 views on it. But there are some people in there coming after us with some vitriol, like going, Israel shills, did you get your $7,000 from BB? And and they're like saying she's, the truth about Candace Owens is she's right about everything. I'm just like, wow, she's got some stands. And stands are like, if you don't know what a stand is, if you're not up to date on the hip lingo the kids use, they call stands. Like, if you ever heard this Eminem song, Stan, it's he was a fan of Eminem, and he was such a huge fan of Eminem that when Eminem wouldn't respond to any of his letters, he killed himself. Mm-hmm. That's what Candace Owens has. She has a bunch of stans, fans that will do anything for her, that will, go right along with lie. And again, she's selling a fun little fantasy. Conspiracies are a lot more fun than the truth most of the time. And this is what she does. She's capitalizing on this to make as much money as possible. Candace Owens has made more money than any other influencer over Charlie Kirk's death. And now she's just straight backtracking absolutely everything she said. And it is, the chickens are coming home to roost. And her audience is so wild and so crazy that some of her audience believe that she's been cloned.
Yep.
And it's a different Candace Owens.
That's the first meme I have pulled up here. Candace Owens fans now claiming she is the new Candace Owens clone after meeting with Erika Kirk, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. So she got captured and kidnapped, and then, they had cultivated a clone since Charlie Kirk's, I guess what they said that it takes 4 months to grow a clone. So right after Charlie died, they knew Candace was going to be a problem. So they already had a clone inside the Turning Point USA headquarters ready to go. They were growing it.
The only other option is we found some random homeless girl that looked a lot like Candace Owens. She had no family or anything. And we were just going to put her in there and say, because, you've had nothing. Wouldn't you like to be this millionaire girl that's a political influencer? She's like, yeah. Despite the fact that makes no sense, because the moment that she meets with anybody that's her family, is like, do you remember that time we went to the pond and all those geese attacked you? And she's going to
yeah.
It's think of what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like Face Off, they think we have that level of technology like in Face Off. I know that, Hollywood has some really great prosthetics.
You're going to love this.
Oh, okay.
Transgender people should show you that the technology is not there.
That's right. We're not quite there yet, are we? Even, I recently found out about Adam Ray and his Dr. Phil impersonation. Prosthetics and makeup are good, but even then, that's why he has that joke, whenever whenever he starts laughing, he goes, "You're gonna make my mustache fall off," because it's fake. It's just glued on. It's like it can't last forever.
Yeah. So let's see what some of the comments are on this. So here's that Candace Owens fans now claiming new Candace Owens is a clone after meeting with Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk and I had an extremely productive 4.5-hour-long meeting, and I think we both feel that we should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. I will, of course, have a full rundown for you all tomorrow as I am currently exhausted, but I want to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back, and the immediate result was that the tensions were thawed. And then the top comment, Stan Thor, they switched Candace's body with a clone. Let's see here. Having 6.7K likes in 6 minutes from posting is shady to me. This is super suspicious. I think she got cloned. They're artificially promoting the new Candace. The real Candace would never meet in private. Now can she claim the trial needs to be live streamed? I missed the original Candace. They definitely did something to Candace. That post doesn't even sound like her. Candace clone. It's like, this is who you courted, Candace. These are the people you courted. The crazies. The internet crazies, man.
No, I mean, she was borderline crazy while she was promoting this stuff. But again, this is what happens when you have this is a phenomenon. It's called audience capture. Your audience loves what you're saying because it's so crazy and so conspiratorial, and then when something happens to where your opinion is changed and you're brought back to reality, your audience isn't. Mm-hmm. Because you can't show them enough evidence for them to come back and believe that what you're saying was not true. Mm-hmm. And again, she's not even walking it back that hard. She goes, hey guys, I just had my eyes opened and stuff. It's again, that's exactly what a clone would say. I've had my eyes opened. I had a reasonable only clones would have reasonable conversations with people.
Yeah. Let's see this one. Candace Owens says she's still alive after the meeting with Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika. I'm alive and totally fine. I ask every single question from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA Faith. And I was very surprised by some of the answers I got. Exactly what a TPUSA clone would say. Candace was murdered yesterday.
No, this is the same conspiracy. It's like there are no such thing as birds. Birds are all drones.
Exactly.
Birds are all government drones.
There's no such thing as birds. What do you mean? You just mean drones?
Yeah.
I had a very productive blah, blah, blah. We saw that. Candace Owens is no longer with us. Mossad will release the clones soon. Candace, could you just do a quick live show to everyone that you are okay and haven't been UK Ultra? Candace is dead. She was killed today in a satanic ceremony. The person who was replaced her is a clone. This is a fact. Yeah, this is some hardcore Groiper level stuff.
If you want to get rich, like if me and Chad wanted to get rich, we would court these people. We would start going, hey, we actually have the scoop. I have the scoop. I know what happened to Candace Owens, and it was the Jews, and it was Mossad, and I have evidence, but I can't release it. I'll pull a Candace Owens. I have the receipts, but I can't show you.
Mm-hmm. Check this one out. The fact that Candace hasn't posted yet is frankly pissing me off. If she's okay, she needs to tell us that. If she is fine and leaving us in the dark when we know we're worried, that is very sus and effed up. OMG, they kidnapped Candace and replaced her with an android clone.
Dude, I wish that Candace Owens was like a live streamer, like a Twitch streamer, and like she'd like get up to like go to use the bathroom or something on a Twitch stream, like, oh my god, they got her. That's the level.
Israel got her.
They got her on the way to her own bathroom in her own house.
Oh my god, that's good. Let's see here. Candace said in her story, "I'm alive," with such relief. If he did fake his own death and talk to her FaceTime and asked her to stop, that is the only thing to my mind. Money is not Candace's master. That is not Candace. Clearly, they have swapped her for a clone. Money is her master. She is the most popular YouTuber right now.
Yes, she married a millionaire?
Yeah.
A British millionaire after meeting him for only 10 days. And again, she's like Candace Owens, like Tim Pool talked about this. Candace Owens was losing subscribers right up until the Charlie Kirk thing. And then she had a dramatic increase because she was saying all the right stuff that the people that she's courted wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
She went down these conspiratorial routes, and all the conspiracy people were like, absolutely, let's jump on board with this.
I mean, just look how many more of these. I'm not going to keep reading all these, but there's so many of these. This is like, now some of these are probably people like...
Absolutely. Some of this has got to be parody. But like I said, at the same time, we look at transgenderism. Look at how quickly a lot of this stuff has exploded. So, like this... We live in parody now. Like, it literally, what is it? What's the group called? Babylon Bee?
Yeah.
They're not satirists as much as they are soothsayers. Like, the Babylon Bee predicts the future, and like they predict the future, and then like a year or two later, it would happen. And now it's like Babylon Bee writes a humorous article, and then a couple of days later, people are talking about it seriously. It's crazy. So anyway, let's jump into whatever else you got, man. We've got a lot left.
I've got a whole bunch of stuff. Let me see if I can find the one with about her and her husband real quick.
Who, Candace Owens' husband?
Yes. No, that's for memes, fun stuff later. Sorry, I've got so much stuff today, guys. I did not think we were going to have this much. No. We got so much stuff to get through. Yeah, this is... We talked about, their meeting in person and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we already talked about all this already. Here we go.
Yes.
Did Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer, former chairman of TPUSA UK, want to be the CEO of Turning Point USA? Is this power couple behind Charlie Kirk's assassination and hiding in plain sight? Just asking questions.
Yeah.
This guy made a great point, and like I said, that's absolutely true. I mean, and I do feel that Candace probably thought that would be the case, is like after Charlie Kirk's death, despite the fact that Turning Point let her go, since her husband, her current husband,
Was
is
the president
of the UK chapter, and she was the most popular YouTuber at the time with her own show. I generally think that she thought that Erika Kirk and Turning Point were just like, Candace, we're handing the torch off to you and your husband. We know that you guys can do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly what I think she thought was going to happen.
Again, Candace does have a level of narcissism that's kind of unheard of. Like, I think she... Look, it's awesome that she is valued for her opinion. Like, she has been a useful person in the culture war. But again, as we showed you in that breakdown video of the truth about Candace Owens, she is not exactly a humble person.
Mm-mm.
She chases the money. Like, she never rejected and said that her little app she made was bad.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I want to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Like, I want this to be profitable.
Yeah, Social Autopsy was the app, and remember, it was a website that not coagulated.
No, but no,
that would bring anything that if you bullied or you put it was a media, it was a doxing website that aggregated any types of bad posts that somebody posted.
Mm-hmm. And then it could backtrack whoever posted it, and they would find the original poster.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was intended to do, and that's not good. I mean, it's good in a sense that if you're trying to track people down and, shame them into submission, but again, it's like the Silence Do-Good letters. It's like Benjamin Franklin was writing those Silence Do-Good letters, and then all of a sudden it's like his brother found out he was writing these letters and beat the crap out of him. It's like not a good thing happened when he got found out.
Not a great outcome for him in the long run.
Yeah.
See what else we got here. We got so much stuff to get through. And then like this one I thought was good is like proof positive that she doesn't know the gospel, that she only recently started I would believe she only recently started getting close to God, and then she just literally converted just out of nowhere to the Catholicism, and I don't think she understands Catholicism like at all.
No, I think she's not a genuine convert. I think she's just like
in my personal opinion, I think she converted because she had that dream of Charlie Kirk, and as you know, we're not supposed to commune with the dead in any other religion, but like in Catholicism, you're allowed to talk to saints. And she's always talked about she thinks that Charlie Kirk is like a saint. Mm-hmm. So that is why I think she became a Catholic, to justify talking to the dead in her sleep.
Interesting.
Having that dream. That's what I personally think.
Interesting.
So let's check this out.
Believe that the faith was the infiltration at Turning Point USA. And it is, by the way, a fact that in recent... in the last year, they even hired former cartel weapons traffickers at Turning Point USA who found God. Okay, so they were trafficking from Poland through to Mexico, weapons and drugs, but then they found God. Unemployment. Like, I don't know what to make of that. Who am I to question somebody saying that they found God? But Arizona is quite a place, and I worry about what happened. And when you get to a certain level in business, they offer you what they say. What is the expression? It's either the silver or the lead. You take the money, or you take the bullet. And I wonder if that was presented to Charlie. I wonder if that's why he was fearful the day before when he messaged people and said, they are going to kill me. Who was he referring to? Do you guys believe that it was a gendered person on top of a rooftop? I don't. I certainly don't. Maybe Tim Pool does. Because I do believe that.
I mean, or it could just be hyperbole. I mean, how often do we say, again, it's like, how many times have I told you, I'm going to kill you, dude? Like, it's hyperbole.
Yeah.
But again, it's like,
oh yeah, it's like, I forgot to grab my brother's car keys. He's gonna kill me. Something like that.
Oh, I forgot to do chores today. Dad's gonna kill me when he gets home.
Yeah. Forgot to feed the dogs. They're gonna kill me.
Yeah, yeah. Again, this is hyperbole. But again, when it comes to Candace, it's like going. This is why, again, reading texts and stuff. This is why women are the best. This is another perfect example. It's like, I remember the first time I knew that texting and communications via emails and things like that was not a good form of communication, because there was a girl in my high school class, and we were just sitting there, and she was talking about her boyfriend, and she was like, he texted back, and he was just like, oh my gosh, he just seems so short. And she was like, yeah, I texted him what we were going to do tonight. He goes, yeah, we'll hang out or something a little bit later after this. And she was like, he seems like he's being a dick right now. And it's just like, he's texting you. Like, what do you mean he's being a dick? He gave you a response. He's probably in class. And he's texting you underneath his desk or something. Like, we're in class too. Like, you're just in a class where the teacher's not in here right now and, chilling. It's like, why do you think that your boyfriend's just going to be able to text you, nonchalantly? And, again, this is what women do. Women love to overanalyze things and be like, oh, the reason he texted okay isn't because he's tired, it's because he's being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you hear that? I remember that was me in high school going, wow, texting is a problem. You have to be very clear, and know how whoever it is you're talking to operates, Mm-hmm. So it's crazy. But again, this is what she's doing. She's she's inferring things that probably aren't there.
Yeah.
I understand the subtext.
You're reading
and this is why she was so popular, because I understand the subtext of Charlie. I know Charlie better than anybody. I know Charlie better than his mom, his dad, better than his wife.
Yeah. That's that liberal mindset that we always talk about, is that they know your intentions better than you do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which brings me to this next one. This lady used to work with Candace for Blexit.
Mm-hmm.
And she has some things to say, so let's check this out.
And I volunteered and worked for Candace Owens' nonprofit organization, Blexit, in 2020, 2021, and 2022. The last 3 years that she was president of that organization, they were $1 million in the hole every single year. In 2022, she paid herself $250,000 that year, and claimed on the tax forms that she was working an average of 30 hours a week for Blexit. This is while she was doing her Daily Wire show every week. And I want you to go and look at her platform during 2022. Was she even ever mentioning Blexit during that time? Because she's basically abandoned that mission. Yet she claims she was working 30 hours a week for Blexit. And then you can look this up. All of this is public knowledge. Go to ProPublica. It's a place where you can look up Form 990s, where you can look up the tax returns on these nonprofits. That year, Blexit spent $800,000 on social media fundraising. And then she also spent another $380,000 on security. These are donor funds. And when I was volunteering for Blexit, we were doing events like delivering meals and lunches to police stations. She was never part of those things. What she was part of was the Blexit rallies, where she was flying in private jets to these rallies, using donor funds to fly in private jets. And you're going to be like, oh, you're just a hater. You're just a hater for doing this. Wait a second. Didn't Candace go after Kimberly? Didn't Candace go after Kimberly Klasick for doing these same things? Isn't she demanding Turning Point to be very transparent about their funds and their fundraising? Yet she is allowed to operate Blexit in the hole by -$1 million every single year for the last 3 years she has it, and then just pawn it off to Turning Point USA? Yeah, in 2023, Turning Point USA they took over Blexit because Candace couldn't run it. She was running it into -$1 million every year. In fact, that 2022 it was -$1.7 million. You can go and fact check every single thing I have just said to you. Go to ProPublica.org, look up Blexit organization. Candace, did you lie? Did you lie in 2022 about working 30 hours a week for Blexit? I'm just asking questions. Both my husband and I...
She's just asking questions, you know?
This lady might be my new favorite person.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good job. I mean, again, she volunteered, did the legwork, and Candace Owens, you know, it's like, I'm just the face of Blexit. You know, I mean, how nice it must be to just be the face of an organization, show up and give a rah-rah speech, and then never be a part of the organization itself. Mm-hmm. Now, again, that might not be entirely true. She could have been doing things in the background. But, again, as she pointed out, did she ever mention it in her shows? If she was as big a part of Blexit and she was working 30 hours a week, don't you think, I mean, if I was doing something 30 hours a week, I'd mention it on the show. I'd be like, I'm working in the background. You have to understand I'm so busy. The reason the quality of the show's gone down is because I'm doing so much for my new organization, Blexit, you know. So, again, it's not surprising that Candace was, you know, she was chasing where the actual money was at. She probably wasn't getting much money from Blexit. You know, she was like, all of her financiers that are around her are probably like, Candace, your show is where we're getting all the majority of the money from. Like, you're wasting your time with this Blexit crap. That's probably what ended up happening.
Yep. Which brings me to this next one. I haven't seen this all the way through, but Dinesh D'Souza exposes Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. And I figured with the Turning Point thing, that's the other thing that we forgot to mention at the Turning Point AmFest event. Ben Shapiro got up there and was railing on Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, both of them, like really hard.
Yeah.
So, again, trying to bring everybody back together. And Tucker Carlson was there. Tucker Carlson's a speaker there.
Oh boy, I'd be interested to see them have a conversation together.
Exactly. So, but
because I'm still not a huge fan of Ben Shapiro anymore. Like I don't think that he is the end all be all of conservatism.
Well, I'm the same way with Tucker Carlson. Like Tucker Carlson's views are not the best either. If you look at Tucker Carlson's views, he is a big spender. He's like a Bush era conservative or Republican. So he is a big spender. You know, we need to be involved in everything like Republican. He is not fiscally conservative. He is not any of that stuff. He's almost a liberal. He's almost a Democrat. I mean, there's a reason why he was wasn't he on MSNBC or CNN or whatever?
But, I mean, he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never really had to work hard. So he's borderline a left-wing activist when it comes to his activism because I think he feels guilty about, you know, like all the celebrities do. It's like they feel guilty for the level of success they have and the fact that he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. As most rich kids do. It's like there is a theme of super highly rich, upper educated kids that feel like because they didn't struggle, everyone else shouldn't have to struggle either. And that's not the case. It's like just take the gift that you got from your parents being smart and take it and be quiet. Don't tell the rest of the world that, hey, everyone else should have to live like I do.
I mean, the Bible says we were put on this world to toil and suffer. You know, I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yep. There's a reason why that true Christians don't really have issues with people having way more money than they do.
Yeah. It's like, hey, that's a blessing. Good for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, as we all know, sometimes money isn't a blessing either.
Well, let's check this out.
Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens really been doing? Well, Dinesh D'Souza exposes that in this clip. Watch this.
What happened is partly as a result of a cultural shift, MAGA produces a new type of pundit who is not. I mean, think of the distance between, say, Irving Kristol and Tucker Carlson. Tucker doesn't even purport to be knowledgeable about anything, right? So as a result, what Tucker says is, I will develop a ventriloquist style. I have strong opinions, but I don't want to defend any of them. So I will set up a structure in which I bring in sources, often rather dubious sources, people you've never heard of. You know, the nun with the mustache, some disgraced academic. And what I'll do is I will ask sort of leading questions in which is embedded an answer, my answer, but framed as a question. You then will blurt out the obvious implications of the question, giving me the answer I expected, but I will pretend to be thunderstruck by it. It's an epiphany. It's a new revelation. People have been suppressing this kind of thinking for decades.
I can see that because, like, with his interview with the Russian, with the Putin, right? Of course.
Yeah. Again, I have to remember this too. No journalist is as smart as they think they are.
No. Journalists are experts of nothing. That's why they have to bring experts on their show to talk to.
Yeah. So again, they're just journalists are laymen's disguised as educated people.
Yeah.
You know, like they are no better than a blue collar worker who just happens to have a pretty face that talks on TV.
I mean, you learn this in school as a child. It's like when a kid knows a secret, like everyone goes to the kid that knows the secret. He didn't do anything with the secret. He just knows the secret. But he is the most popular person in the room at that moment because he has a secret that nobody else has. They have to come to him to
It's
get
also
it.
it's the same thing with Candace Owens. It's like I have the receipts. Oh, Candace, please, won't you just show us the receipts? I'll show you.
But
but keep watching the show.
But that's the point. This is why I still really like Dinesh D'Souza as a commentator, is because he calls it as he sees it. He's not pretty, you know. It doesn't help. Like he'll never get like super dominant in the worldview because the Groypers will hate him because he's an immigrant. You know, he's Indian. He's an immigrant, but he's calling it as he sees it, and this is 100% true. It's like, but this is the problem. Is like this is what influencers are. It's like I have this knowledge, and I can give you the knowledge for $5.99 if you subscribe to my channel,
or just watch the next episode.
Exactly. Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
So this is a shtick. It's a different shtick than Candace. Candace's shtick is the Candace Intelligence Agency. I'm like the world's greatest detective. You know, I'm the Pink Panther of my time. I'm deputizing all my viewers also to be detectives. Feed me information. We're going to crack the case. So to me, this is like an intellectual embarrassment.
Yeah, what I believe is happening, the common denominator between Candace and Tucker and their radical break, into whatever it is they're into right now. The common denominator is the lack of trust that we now have in our institutions, in our government, in the health department. It doesn't matter what it is. We've experienced a complete collapse of trust in our leaders, in our institutions. And I don't know if Tucker and Candace are doing this intentionally, cognitively, or they're just doing it intuitively, instinctually. But they are preying off of the distrust of people. People have never been more conspiratorial minded, so they crave content that gives them new ideas, forbidden information, forbidden knowledge. But remember this, the word occult means hidden knowledge, hidden revelation. There's something in us all that actually has a desire for both truth, but also the occult, the hidden, the forbidden. But there's some information out there, there's a reason why it's forbidden. There's a reason why we're not supposed to talk about it or allowed to talk about it, because we've seen it in times past when we've allowed these things to be stirred up. It's led to terrible things. It's led to wars. It's led to death. It's led to things like racism and such. And I do believe there's something very, very dangerous that's happening with the rhetoric of people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. For more content to help you with your Christian...
Anyway.
Yes, but I mean, it's the logic of, I agree with that, because that's the logic of what a bunch of conservatives talk about, is like, there's a fence back here. You know, like liberals are walking around in the woods and they stumble across a fence. They go, why is this fence here? Let's take this fence down. This fence is oppressive. We need to take it down. It's preventing us from going further. Well, what you don't realize is sometimes taking the fence down can be a good thing. Sometimes there's a pack of rabid dogs behind that fence, and you just let loose those dogs onto the town.
Yep.
But that's the point. Is like, yes, is like sometimes there is something out there that you don't want to know about. Like, it's better you just not knowing about it. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. The Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson types, like, there's no knowledge that we should not know. Mm-hmm. But this brings you to this next one is like, what did Charlie Kirk really think about Nick Fuentes and other Jew haters, or in this case, the Groypers?
Yeah.
So let's check this out.
Say about Nick Fuentes and people that hate the Jews.
Why don't you have anybody dissenting from the right? When are we going to have more nationalists? Instead of just engaging with the left, now that the Biden administration has invaded our country, when are we going to build a big tent with nationalists like Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't align with Jew haters. Sorry. Thank you. I'll talk to anybody. You want to tell me why do you hate the Jews, by the way? Like, what do you think of Jewish people?
No, I think they have a disproportionate influence in American politics. However, I do find it interesting that you trot out these far left
I'll
nitwits.
talk to anybody, but one of the people you mentioned says we should have a holy war against the Jews. Do you believe that?
I believe we need to spread the light
yes
of Christ
or no?
to the entire
Do you
world.
believe in a holy war against the Jews? Yes or no?
I believe in fighting for Christ. And I believe that Jerusalem should be Christian.
Christ was a Jew.
Christ is king.
I agree Christ is king, but yes or no? This is not a trick question.
Do you
believe
think,
in a holy war against the Jews? Yes or no? Not a trick question.
Do you think we should try to convert
Why?
Israelis to Christianity?
Why?
Yes, I try to convert everyone to Christianity. I try to convert
That's
Dennis to
good.
Christianity. I try to do it every day. It's the Great
But you
Commission.
know what?
Here's what I'm not going to put up with. I'm not going to put up with Jew hatred. In the conservative movement, in America, I'm not going to put up with that in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to put up with it. And I'm not going to put up with it. It's disgusting. It's reprehensible.
For more content to help you with
Anyway, I mean, he's correct. Charlie's correct, but again, I think Charlie and Nick would have probably have had more in common than they'd have disagreements with. The only difference being, Charlie might have been coming around on the whole Israel thing because he had a lot of donors really giving him some grief there at the end, and that's why the whole "they killed him, the Jews killed him" thing kind of came into place. But that happened so recently. It's like you think they commissioned to kill him in a day, and it's like, got it. Like, no, he would have had to have been like butting heads with them for years and years, for that to have been put into motion. But no, again, we're not supposed to hate anybody as Christians. We don't hate Muslims. We don't hate Jews. We hate the things that they do. We hate the things that they might say about our Lord and Savior Jesus, but we don't hate them as people. We're supposed to pray for our enemies.
Yeah.
We pray that somehow God manifests in their life. Again, it's our commission to convert them.
Yeah.
But we pray that the God manifests somewhere in their minds, that they have a divine revelation to where they decide that, when I hear all the stories of like the Muslims in the Middle East converting to Christianity, it's amazing. It's beautiful. You're like, that is so cool. And they're doing it where they're actually in danger for doing it.
Yeah. And again, it's the thing. You have to pay reverence to what came before you. It said the Torah, which is the Old Testament. Mm-hmm. So these are people who pretty much live almost by the exact same way we do. The only thing they don't believe is that Jesus is the Messiah. They don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah, that's the only thing that we'll say is like, one of our buddies pointed that out is, why aren't Jews still sacrificing animals? Because,
Yeah.
Which technically they are, is that one guy that came on the Timcast said that they actually sacrificed a red heifer already.
Yep.
So they are doing animal sacrifices still, technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, that's what it is. It's like anything that comes after is anything that came after. That's why we have such a problem with Islam. Islam is a false prophecy.
Yeah.
You are following a false prophet. Like,
Yep.
Beware anyone that comes after. You just said that. Beware of anyone that comes after me.
Teaching
is a false prophet.
another gospel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a false. But yeah, no. So again, I'm not going to speculate on to whether or not Nick and Charlie could have become friends. I think they would have had. I think again, even Nick himself said we had more in common than we had disagreements with. But again, the thing that the people on in Nick Fuentes' spheres of influence is they just are radically anti-Israel. Mm-hmm. And again, it's like, I get it. I don't like the idea. I don't like funding Israel. I don't. I don't like the amount of influence AIPAC has in our country. I don't. But to say that, to launch a holy war just because we want the Jews out of Israel, again, I don't know if that's the great commissioning that should come about.
And again, it's the other part of this too is if the Jews aren't the ones in charge there, if Israel is not the people in charge there, you're not going to be allowed to visit there. Like, the Muslims will come in and destroy everything that is a non-Muslim holy site.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they will do. And you'll have to pay a tax to go there, a jizya, to go there and visit, just to visit the Holy Land where Christ was crucified. I mean, those are extremely important locations, biblically speaking. So, either way, we'll go on to the next one here, which I have. Chris Como even goes off on Candace Owens. Am I alive? How have you taken this seriously? Who is she meeting? Who's she meeting with? Hamas or a widow who is graciously trying to squash the fake fervor surrounding her husband's murder?
Owens versus TPUSA? Really? Really? When they just met and it's just over just like that? Listen to Candace Owens' take on the meeting.
4.5 hours later, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm totally fine, and I'm sorry. I was going to do a show for you guys this evening, but I am truly exhausted. Very productive conversation. I asked every single question. I mean, from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA Faith, and I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got, and I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel. This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am alive.
I am alive? I mean, how do you take this seriously? Why do you guys keep asking me questions about this? Egyptian airplanes. I'm alive? Who is she meeting with? Hamas? Or a widow who is graciously trying to squash the fake furor surrounding her husband's murder? You talk about performative. And then she's at a party with the same people? I mean, come on, man. Pick up on the game already and stop rewarding people for playing you. Candace Owens versus TPU.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And even Tim Pool said that. She's still going to the parties held by people that all show up to the same events. And you're like, if you truly thought that these people murdered your best friend, supposedly, why on earth would you be at a party with them?
Yeah,
I would be like, if I saw somebody that had wronged, that I thought that had murdered someone in my family or one of my best friends, and I saw them at a party, I'm out of there. I'm like, either that person leaves or I'm out of here. And then you're going to see who your friends are real quick.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But do you have any other take on that?
No, not really.
All right, then I pulled this. I've got so many of these now, but this one's relevant, but I just forget what it is. So we'll check this out.
That some parts warrant, because I was then able to tell them some things that I have not yet said that I wanted to like fact check and get some answers on, but also to say something to them that I found out that I didn't say because I didn't want to hurt the company in a way, right?
Candace pretending like she cares about hurting TPUSA is very funny to me. She has literally called this a godforsaken organization and urged people to try to get refunds on their donations. She has also more than once accused TPUSA of covering up Charlie's murder, being involved in a murder cover-up. And she has also said that the decision was made to murder Charlie, a decision that had to be approved by his friends, clearly meaning many of the higher-ups at TPUSA. So I don't know who she thinks she's fooling. I swear this woman like really believes that the internet is not forever and that we just, in one breath, she'll claim that people are maniacally tracking her and panicking at her every word and going against her and clipping her and all of that. And like, I do clip her a lot. I'm not panicking, but I clip her a lot. And then this is the reason why I clip her a lot, because from week to week, from show to show, even from day to day, she pretends like the past just isn't real and like she didn't actually say the things that she said.
I wished it was live, but I will also...
Yep.
That's a good take.
It was a great take. And two, I mean, literally, what was the point of Social Autopsy? Her first big, blow up
I'm
to
going to
get
track
internet
down
famous.
my internet haters.
No, that was to track down people's internet history. So, again, her own Social Autopsy thing would be her biggest detriment in this Charlie Kirk case.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pointing out, is like the hypocrisy of this girl.
Yeah,
is
actually,
so bad.
complete your social autopsy, Candace. It's time.
And let's use it on you. Let's use it on you. Let's check this next one out.
Same girl.
Audience is turning on her so fast. They don't believe anything she has to say about her meeting with Erika Kirk yesterday. And they're suddenly realizing that she's a fraud. She has nothing to show for all of the noise that she made.
I have the
This isn't about
receipts.
celebrating her downfall, because I doubt that it is, but it is so satisfying. To see that people are actually waking up. They are saying it.
I would argue that they're not waking up. They want to keep diving down the rabbit
Some people
hole.
are. Like, I guarantee you, there's a bunch of people going, oh, so she was just kind of spewing crap out of her mouth. And then you have the other ones who were like, no, we must go deeper.
Yeah.
That's the only two options. You either have divine intervention where you're like, oh, she's a fraud, and people walk away. And then you have the other ones who were always true believers that are going, no, we got to keep digging this hole deeper. Eventually we'll get to the center of the earth.
Yeah. That all you end up doing when you keep going down the rabbit hole deeper and deeper is eventually you're going to just lose the way and bury yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if she's got anything else on the end of this, but I think
are
it's about
done
over.
with you, unsubscribed. What the we feel like we got played. That is the kind of shit they are saying. It's crazy because she started with this and I tensed up so much. Just watch it.
I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody back at home. Happy Hanukkah to our greatest friends and allies. And, this is a good time to mention that Israel does have a right to defend itself. Tucker Carlson is Adolf Hitler, and TikTok does.
Candace's audience is turning.
Okay, not the best idea when you've been literally saying that Israel's behind everything to start your show off like that.
Yeah, well, she's kind of signaling that she still doesn't like Israel is what she did with that. So I'm meaning it. I'm in on the joke now, guys,
Yeah. Let's check this on Tim Pool, like I said, which Tim Pool's been calling her out for a long time now. Whoa, Candace confirms she talked with Erika Kirk's lawyer, is now backpedaling. This was it. Candace is backing down. She's lost.
She lost. Yep.
Here and feel confident saying to my audience, hey, like, there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Like, that more will come out, but you can take it from me that this is what happened. I was looking to achieve that because there's been a lot of signaling from various people, some people who are experts, some people who have been involved in cases,
Candace.
that
Didn't
there's
they kill
obviously
Charlie
going to
Kirk?
be stuff that the public does not have access to.
Yeah, didn't his best friends all and his wife sign off on this?
Yeah, with Mossad agents.
Are you saying that this trans gay furry lover guy was an Israeli, was a Mossad asset or a Mossad
No,
agent?
what I'm saying is he was MK Ultra. BlackRock's MK Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is at least plausible that they have seen very clear footage that we've been asking for of Tyler Robinson getting up there and taking the shot. Like, they have access to UVU cameras. So I was hoping to hear that. And I said that. I want to hear why people feel so confident at Turning Point USA that Tyler Robinson is the guy. And at this point, they elected to call the lawyer, their lawyer, who is involved in this case, one of the lawyers that's involved in this case. There's always a team of lawyers, especially for something like this. And what I got from the lawyer did not make me feel that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. It did not make me feel confident that he didn't or did shoot Charlie Kirk. I was very surprised by this. He spoke a very long time. I asked, can you share with me what it is? I said, one of the...
Whatever you say, Candace.
Mm-hmm. This is why you don't start at the most extreme and then backpedal. It makes you look like an idiot.
You can do that when you run for office because you want to cultivate the largest net of people, but you're not running for politics. You're trying to run a show, an information-based show.
Mm-hmm. Which this is the next one. Everyone is dunking on her right now. Piers Morgan, mouth drops to the floor as Candace Owens lies to him about what she just said. There had to have been a people at Turning Point that were complicit in this, in what happened. Next minute, I didn't say they murdered Charlie.
Have been pulled off. There had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in his murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up.
No, you didn't.
I believe
Sorry,
that
you didn't.
thoroughly.
Candace, you didn't say that. You said literally.
I did say that on my entire
You said
show.
there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having.
Boom. Yep. Boom. Complicit. Complicit, meaning that they were involved. They knew about it in some way.
And I am no fan of Piers Morgan. So, yeah.
Yep. No, we already did that one. That's another one. That was just kind of talking trash on Tucker for, him forgetting people that he literally interviewed.
Yeah.
Said, we've played this one before. Do you want me to play this one again?
I
This
guess.
is the crazy wine moms that listen to Candace Owens.
Okay.
I'm a lifelong Democrat, but lately I'm really enjoying Candace Owens. It's weird. I used to hate Candace, but now that she spends her time blaming TPUSA for Charlie Kirk's murder and attacks evangelical Christians, and also attacks Donald Trump pretty regularly, I really like her. Each morning, Candace gives me juicy morsels of truth about Charlie Kirk, even though Candace was barely talking to him at the end of his life, exposing private text exchanges posthumously between them, tweeting that Charlie's grieving wife knows everything. I love knowing that I'm part of Candace's information-sharing army of truth seekers, sharing little tidbits of theories and little ideas that we might have and tracking down the real killers. I hope if I'm ever taken out by a foreign actor, which shall remain nameless, that controls the whole world, I hope I have a friend just like Candace. Shannon here. I'm a lifelong
this is what Dinesh D'Souza said. He was talking about, it's like she weaponizes her audience to make them feel like they're apart. You are, again, this is why like Twitch streamers and YouTubers, like, it's a dangerous thing because they all, like, the more you watch and the more you engage, the more you feel like you are a part of this community. It's like, not only am I actually, like, this person knows me, they like me, and we're in on it together. Like, we're finding out tidbits of truth together, you know? You're part of the organization. You're part of trying to find the truth, you know? And don't kid yourself, you know? Candace Owens doesn't know who you are. She doesn't care about you. She cares about the almighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So don't kid yourself.
Yep. Here's this next one that I have pulled up. Candace calls down curses on children, which I will give my 2-cent take at the end of this. But yeah, listen to this.
And you've been struggling to assess what exactly is going on with...
I want to reset that. Make sure we started.
If you're a Christian and you've been struggling to assess what exactly is going on with Candace Owens, all you have to do is watch this video clip to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is operating in witchcraft.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. We will never forget this.
Is she talking about
Tell your
Mara
children.
Gaza?
She is
the
talking
joke?
about Gaza. Yes.
Like the Mara Gaza joke? I mean, and honestly, I think that would be a great idea, is have American embassy in Gaza and be like, okay, this is an American territory now, and
But
we're going to take ownership.
She right here, that's why I was going to wait till the end, but now that
Oh,
you've already
sorry.
jumped in. No, you're good. You're good. But I said, but she's talking about there's a genocide in Gaza. And she's saying that anybody that voted for Trump is complicit in this genocide, despite the fact that she does not hold the Gazans to that same standard. Mm-hmm. They elected Hamas as the ruling body there, and they don't fight back against it. Mm-hmm. Now, whether you say that that's because of fear or because they wanted it to be elected, that's the question you have to ask yourself. But either way, it doesn't matter. So if we are complicit in voting for Donald Trump, and it's our fault that, you know, he's doing all these deportations and bombing Gaza, whatever, then are not the Gazans and the rest of the Palestinians not culpable for electing Hamas into their leadership. This is what I talk about. It's like, why did the Nazi citizens have to suffer for their leaders' decisions? Because they voted for it. It's the exact same thing here.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing here, and she won't hold the Gazans responsible. It's like, again, anybody that is not the United States or the West, they're children. They don't know what they're doing. They're just innocent little baby
but
angels.
they're also Browns, and Browns don't have they don't have the educational system that we have. We can't hold them culpable for their decisions over there.
Yeah. But anyway, let's finish this up real quick, then we can talk more about it.
What happened in Gaza, you need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? If you go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did.
Do you feel the same way about the Gazans that wanted October 7th to happen, that planned out October 7th, that murdered innocent women and children and babies?
Yes, if I'm culpable for the Gaza murders or the Gaza genocide, then aren't the Gazans culpable in the genocide or the murder of all those people on October 7th? And then they just go, but it's not culpable. It's not culpable. It's not comparable.
It is. It absolutely is. This is the problem. Is like you're holding one side to a standard you're not holding the other side to. It's so retarded.
Yep.
You will be cursed. Your children's children will be cursed. Gaza belongs to nobody but the Palestinians. So when you begin to move the Israelis in there...
Despite the fact that if you know your history,
the Palestinians
aren't a people. They never existed until after the creation of the nation state of Israel, basically.
Yeah. What do you mean? Islam came 600 years after Christianity, so
they have zero claim to that area, besides the fact that they always say that they're the true descendants of, what is it? They said
Ishmael.
Ishmael, yeah. They're Ishmael's descendants, despite the fact that Ishmael was Egyptian. He
Yes.
was not he wasn't Arabian.
Yeah.
So again, like they pretend like they know history, and it's like they don't know history.
And when the Trump Hotel gets built on there, I caution the rest of the world to stay far away from that cursed land, because something is coming. You can't commit that much evil in broad daylight and not think it's going to come back to haunt you.
Jesus said we're to bless and not curse. We're to bless our enemies, not curse them.
Yeah.
The Bible says in the New Testament that out of the same mouth should not come both blessing and cursing, that we are called to bless. And here Candace Owens is pronouncing curses on men, on women, on children that may one day go to Gaza if, God forbid, it's habitable again in a safe place. This is not only wrong.
I would say this too. I mean, again, and that was hearsay by Trump. That was like an idea floated out by Trump going, what if we I'll take over. The Palestinians are too stupid and the Israelis are too stupid to do this, to hold this land. I'll take the land. It's like, hell yeah, dude. At least that's a different option. There is a third option, like, come on, people. Like, again, she was throwing that big of a hissy fit and saying, curse you over like an offhanded remark Trump made about going, why don't we just take it over?
Yep. Going to show you that she's going back to more a liberal side of things. Like, not everything Trump says has to be taken as gospel.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, he's being dead serious. He's going to build. Said tomorrow, like, I don't think Trump would want to build real estate in a place that gets rocket attacked like every day.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to want to live there.
Yeah.
Too afraid to live there.
Yep.
See if this guy's got anything else. I like his take.
Saints, but this is evil. It's unchristlike, and I think it is definitive proof that Candace Owens is operating under the power of an evil spirit, not the power of the Holy Spirit. For more content to help.
Yep. Great take right there. Great take. And paste. Let's see if I can get that other one up. This is the one, I believe, that talks about her converting to Catholicism. And she talks about Charlie Kirk was actually like a Catholic. and then this guy debunks that whole thing with one of Charlie Kirk's great,
Okay.
speeches. You'll like it.
Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to Mass.
Charlie, the other day, Charlie Kirk said Protestants don't venerate Mary enough. I've long been thinking that Charlie's on the road.
In a previous episode of Charlie Kirk's podcast, he said that Protestants undervalue the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Actually, here's what Charlie said about Catholicism.
Catholicism goes way too far. Catholicism believes two things as dogma, and most Catholics, if you ask them this, some don't even know. Number one, do you believe that Mary was sinless? The Catholic Church does. There is no biblical basis for this. Second of which, there is which is called the Immaculate Conception. There's a second form of Catholic dogma that believes that Mary was assumed into heaven, that her physical body was actually, the Assumption of Mary was assumed into heaven. Again, that is a pure faith claim. It is not biblically supported at all whatsoever. Find biblical evidence to show that Mary was sinful like all the rest of us. But I personally would not be able to enter into a faith that believes that.
And it said, this is the other thing. We know that she may have been sinless, if you do believe that, but Mary did not come to Jesus' defense. Not even when he was about to be stoned by the people of his own town. Remember? So you can say she was sinless, but she didn't defend Jesus when he did these things. She didn't try to stop his crucifixion. She didn't try to stop the townsfolk from stoning him. Jesus stopped all the people from doing that, or he just, as it says in the Testament, he just walked away. He just walked through and parted the people around him, But again, so sinless maybe, but she didn't ever defend Jesus the way that you think a family member should.
Yeah. Yep. Or at least it's not
that
talked
anybody
about.
except Jesus Christ our Lord was without sin. Three major theological disagreements with Catholicism. It's not a mystery. I talk about it publicly. The first of which would be the infallibility of the Pope and the whole process and the idea that...
Boom. And that is what, he wrecked Michael Knowles on that.
Yeah.
He wrecked Michael Knowles on that debate. They had a little debate it was friendly, and then they started talking religion, and that's when it got unfriendly.
Yeah, well, and again, when you've had popes who've unburied the bones of other popes to prosecute them as heretics, that's... Again...
What happened to forgive and forget?
Yeah, endless forgiveness. Yeah, again, the Catholic Church has done some weird stuff. They've done loads of good. So don't let us dump it on the Catholic Church here for a minute and pretend that, they haven't done loads of good. They are they've done phenomenal good in the world. Yeah. So it's not a dog piling on the Catholics' day. We're just, again, we can point out the wrongs and be like, hey, again, I think one of our Catholics, the church is bigger than one man. So.
What do we say? Scriptura Sotura?
Sola Scriptura.
Sola Scriptura, yeah, exactly. Which, Catholics are like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. But then you go, because that's not in the Bible. It's like, well, the Trinity's not in the Bible either. Boom. Gotcha.
Vatican. The second of which is Mariology, and the third of which is just less important, but it's transubstantiation.
All of this is actually found in the same clip that Catholics are clipping and taking out of context to promote this idea that Charlie was getting soft on the Roman Catholic doctrine of Mariology and becoming very close of accepting the Catholic teachings and becoming Catholic himself. But Charlie Kirk was always outspoken about being an evangelical Christian in contrast to Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy. And it's very dishonest of Catholic apologists and Catholic influencers and others promoting this idea that Charlie was saying something very positive about the Roman Catholic Mary. He was talking about the humble Jewish mother of our Messiah, not the Catholic Mary that they have elevated and given titles and positions that the Bible never does. So Charlie Kirk's three main issues with Catholicism happen to be the three core pillars of Catholicism, all three of which you have to accept and believe in to be a Catholic. You see, context always brings clarity and helps us better understand what somebody is saying. And that's why we have to read our Bible in context. And the best way to do that is in chronological order, because it's not in chronological order the way we have it in our Bible. So I want to show you by going book by book in chronological order through the entire Bible and bring out the beauty of the scripture that way. And I recorded a 1-hour video. It's not a core.
Okay, he's selling stuff now. We're holding off on that. Okay. But regardless, is like, that is absolutely the case. Charlie Kirk was a Protestant. He was not a Catholic. And I agree with that. But yeah, but all these, as you saw there, like all these people are like, from Michael Knowles to Candace Owens. And like I said, Candace Owens, I think, literally became a Catholic to justify the fact that she had a dream that Charlie Kirk said that Turning Point USA murdered him. Because again, she's always said that Charlie Kirk is like a saint. He's always like a saint. And who is the only religion, and who is the only Christian religion that prays the saints? Catholics. So I think that's the reason why she became a Catholic. Not because she's a Catholic or she's a true Catholic, because she is justifying having a dream of communing with a dead person. That's my belief anyway.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It wouldn't surprise me if you see her going into the Catholic Church and demanding Charlie Kirk get sainthood.
Yeah. Yeah.
But regardless, that's pretty much like, I think that's pretty much like all we've got. I think I can kind of go to the funny memes now. I guess we can do this last one. We've already showed this one once before, but this was Candace Owens like 5 years ago versus today, and how her views have radically changed.
Usually the narrative, especially when you're talking about the Middle East, it seems that all of the blame, they always want to blame Israel, no matter what. The strangest things, anything could happen. It could not rain for 3 days, and it's curse Israel, the Israel state, the IDF, they brought about all of this. There were, for whatever reason, 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Because Israel's controlling our government. So no, the answer is no. Trump is powerless against him. We haven't had, I don't think we've been a sovereign nation since they shot JFK. And when I say they, it's like people online say, what do you mean by they? I'm talking about Israel. I don't want you guys to read in between. I'm talking about Israel. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. The Holocaust just happened in this pre-planned, controlled demolition of Gaza. All of this began before October 7th, because we see usually the narrative, especially.
God in heaven. She is absolutely insane. Anyway. But you got anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I mean, obviously people's views can evolve, and but yeah, no, I mean, it just to go from that spectrum to the other end of the spectrum and not realize that it's like, hey, maybe there's some truth in both sides, and there's some truth in the fact that the AIPAC and Israel has a lot of influence in our government, but at the same time, they're not responsible for all the ills of the world. And then same goes for, Muslims. Are not all Muslims are bad, but the vast majority of the terrorist attacks are committed by Muslims,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness. And then we'll do this last one, then we'll move to our funny
place
memes
you can pick the
and play
time.
us out.
Turning Point USA decided it was a good time to issue a confirmation plus an ultimatum, a time and a date. Say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll. I should tell you that they did not send me an email. They did not send me a text message. They did not coordinate anything with me. They simply made this midnight announcement and gave it a countdown.
A midnight announcement.
You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not
And it
how.
was not a midnight statement. It was on a podcast. They announced it on Charlie Kirk Show podcast. So she is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right. Then now we'll go to some of the memes that I've got pulled up here. We'll start with this one.
Mummy, what's that? Those are anti-terrorist barricades. That means Santa's coming soon. Yeah. Mummy, what's that? Those are anti-terrorist barricades. That means Santa's coming soon. Yeah.
Allah Akbar. Allah meet you at the snack bar.
I'll meet you at the snack bar. I'll meet you at the snack bar. This one is relevant since it's Erika Kirk. When you're trying to vent to your husband and he's giving you reasonable solutions.
Send that to me.
I will send this to you later. But I love this one.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I have to say.
That's good.
Stop.
That is good.
That's great,
Stop.
man. That is the best one. I swear to
Dude,
God.
yeah, you
I swear to
leave
God.
that one up. You gotta send that to me.
I will
Holy
send.
cow.
I will send that one to you. You're gonna send that to your
that's
wife.
going to
You're
the
gonna send
wife.
that to your
Yeah,
wife.
that's going to the
You're
wife.
a bad. You're a bad person.
Yeah.
This one's great from Stone
Stone
Toss. The epic Stone Toss says, as a little kid, socks for Christmas. Ew. As an adult, oh, socks. Thank God. Thank God, I finally got some socks. I haven't bought new socks in years.
That's
true. I did not realize that is a shift that you will happen. If there's any kids watching this, that is a shift that will happen. It's like when you're a kid and you get clothes for Christmas, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Then as you're an adult and you get clothes for Christmas, like, thank you.
Yeah. Like, this is the greatest day of my life.
I'm not going to look like a bum anymore.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then where is this one? What's this one? Oh, yeah, this one's great. I might end the show with that one.
Yeah, I think you should end the
that
show
one's
with
better.
that. That is good.
Then I'll play this one. This one is funny. It made us laugh, but it would scare the crap out of me. I'd probably be getting ready to fight somebody if I heard this.
absolutely.
But yeah, check this out. This is really good.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Get to America! Just kidding. I believe in Jesus. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Allah Akbar! Get to America! Just kidding. I believe in Jesus. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
And the only reason people are mad about that is because it's true.
Yes.
Like, it's true. Like, if you saw, everybody in that train for a minute, it's like, this is it. We're dead. You know what I mean? Like, that is hilarious, and it's also, nobody in there's happy now. Merry Christmas, everybody.
This lady, and that lady has the best response. What the F is wrong with you?
That is so good. That
was the best, dude.
Yeah.
That was the best. But I will send you that.
Yeah, but
Erika
if
Kirk
Muslims
one.
were peaceful, nobody in there would have freaked out.
Yeah, exactly. If they are truly the origin of peace, why do people get scared when they start yelling Allah Akbar?
Exactly.
Said no one gets scared when a Christian goes, "Praise be to God."
Yeah, praise Jesus.
Yeah.
No, he can't look out for the bullets, Praise Jesus. There's a bomb getting ready to go off.
You could even argue that with Buddha, Hindu, or anything else. Like,
again, 98% of terrorist attacks since 9/11 have been committed by Muslims. 2% have been committed by the combination of 4 other religions.
mm-hmm.
Craziness.
Oh yeah, but I think that's about all we've got for today. I can go ahead and start getting ready to play us out. So if there's anything else that you wanted to touch on.
No, that's it, folks. Well, yeah, thanks for watching. And again, this is just women, But yeah, no, that's about all I got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. That is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
We'll see you on the next one. See you later, everybody.
Women, I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, "Wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them." And Eve said, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is it?"
Well, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
So that was kind of his point. That's kind of what he was saying. I mean...